The film begins with a group of college students who decide to go on a snowboarding trip to snow-covered mountains. The group includes two couples, Jill with her boyfriend Derek, and on the other side, Maddie with her girlfriend Bree. Along with them, their friends Todd, Philip, and Allison. During the trip, Bree is recording every fun moment on her camera. But Allison does not like this at all. She tells her to stop recording. Meanwhile, Jill realizes that Allison is not feeling well. On the way, they come across a police car parked in the middle of the road. The officer tells them that a truck has overturned ahead, and because of that, the road is currently closed. When Jill asks when it will reopen, he says it will take at least an hour. He then suggests taking an alternate route that is about 80 kilometers long. Hearing this, everyone's excitement drops a little. With no other option, they decide to stop at a nearby old gas station. After arriving, Jill and Allison head toward the bathroom. On the way, they talk about Bree, and Allison hesitantly says that she does not like Bree's presence. Allison goes inside the bathroom while Jill waits outside. An eerie silence fills the surroundings. Just then, Jill notices a pickup truck parked nearby, and it feels like something is moving behind it. Out of curiosity, she slowly walks toward it. As she gets closer, she sees the dead body of a large bear lying there. Meanwhile, inside the gas station store, Maddie and Bree are talking. Bree expresses some concern and says that Maddie's friends do not like her. Maddie reassures her, saying that it is not like that. They just do not know her well yet. At that moment, Bree notices an old tour guide book placed on the counter. It says that this area was infamous for witch trials in the past. Reading this, both of them laugh and jokingly decide to take the book with them. As they step outside, a local man is seen staring at them. Meanwhile, Allison is alone in the bathroom. Suddenly, the lights begin to flicker and the door shuts on its own. She gets scared. Then she sees a strange shadow in the mirror, whose face appears to be split into 3 parts. Her heart starts pounding rapidly. Panicking, she tries to open the door. Outside, Jill is still looking at the dead bear when the owner of the truck arrives. Jill asks him what this is. The man casually replies that he had set a spring trap in the forest. Jill tells him that it is illegal, but the man quietly says that such rules do not apply here. This makes Jill angry. Just then, her boyfriend Derek arrives and tries to calm her down. At the same moment, they hear Allison screaming from the bathroom. Both of them run there immediately, open the door, and bring Allison out. Jill holds her and apologizes. The atmosphere has now become tense and frightening. Everyone quickly decides to return to the car. Once they reach the car, Maddie asks what the plan is now. Todd then says that he knows a shortcut. As they drive away, the same hunter-like man is seen staring at them from a distance. On the way, Philip texts Jill asking when they are going to tell Derek, but Jill looks at the message and ignores it. While driving, Maddie and Bree notice the same old witch trial sign on the roadside. To lighten the mood, Bree starts telling the story of that place. She says that many years ago, some poor women in this area suddenly fell mysteriously ill. A village priest came to examine them, but when he could not understand the cause of the illness, he declared them witches. The villagers believed him and brutally killed those helpless women. However, the rest of the group does not take the story very seriously. After some time, they reach a deserted road where a no passing sign is posted. Everyone asks Todd if this is the right way, and he nods yes. He says that a little ahead, there is a service road that will lead straight to their destination through the mountains. In the end, everyone decides to move forward. Derek breaks the chain, and they continue down that deserted path. At the same time, on the other side, the same suspicious hunter is driving somewhere. A weather warning comes on the radio saying that a snowstorm will hit the area soon, but he ignores it, turns off the radio, picks up his gun, and quietly heads into the forest. Meanwhile, the group has been traveling on the same deserted road for hours, but they still see no sign of their destination. The atmosphere inside the car slowly starts to feel heavy. Allison is still shaken, remembering what happened at the gas station. Her heart is racing. Then she notices a crow sitting on a branch by the roadside. It feels like the crow is trying to say something. Confused, she asks Bree if she heard anything, but Bree clearly says no. Jill immediately asks Allison if everything is okay, and Allison steadies herself and says, yes, she's fine. After a while, but Jill wakes up to see everyone arguing with Todd. Everyone is frustrated because they have been going in circles on the same road for a long time. Todd tries to reassure them that they are on the right path, but Derek is now irritated. He tells everyone to check the map on their phones, but none of them have any signal. At that moment, Derek loses focus on the road, and suddenly the car skids and crashes into the snow. Everyone is safe, but the car gets badly stuck. Derek starts yelling at Todd in anger. Maddie tries to calm things down, but Derek refuses to listen. Eventually, everyone gets out of the car and sees that the tire is buried deep in the snow. Todd suggests taking out the spare tire, while Allison, still sitting inside the car and staring toward the forest, quietly says, "We're never getting out of here." Bree gets nervous hearing this and asks her why she would say that. Derek tells everyone to push the car. They all try together, but Allison keeps staring into the forest as if she is seeing something. Jill asks her if she needs to go to the bathroom, but Allison refuses. After that, Jill walks alone into the forest. Once inside, she starts hearing strange sounds. Those sounds slowly lead her toward a bizarre-looking tree. She stares at the tree closely, when suddenly Philip appears behind her. She gets startled seeing him. At that moment, someone calls her name, and she immediately heads back toward the car while Philip stays behind. But now even Philip starts hearing strange noises coming from between the trees. When Jill returns to the car, she realizes that Allison is not there. She panics and asks everyone, but no one knows where she is. Now all of them head into the forest together to search for Allison. After some time, they find her kneeling beside a dead deer. The deer is in terrible condition, as if it has been brutally torn apart. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. Jill slowly approaches her and asks if she is okay, but Allison says nothing, and within seconds starts vomiting. After this, they all return to the car and try again to get it out. This time, Derek tells Allison to sit in the driver's seat. Everyone pushes, and finally the car comes out of the snow. But just as Derek bends down to tie his shoelaces, Allison suddenly accelerates the car and tries to run him over. Derek jumps aside just in time. Now furious, he drags Allison out of the car and is about to hit her, but the others stop him. Jill immediately says that they need to leave this place now. Just then, Philip notices that the car has sunk back into the snow again. The sun begins to set, and the cold starts increasing rapidly. Derek tells everyone to check for network again, but still no one has any signal. He remembers that Jill briefly had signal earlier, so he asks her for her phone. Jill throws the phone toward him. Derek picks it up and sees a message from Philip. After seeing this, he decides to go look for signal and asks Philip to come with him. Philip hesitates at first, but then goes along. After walking some distance, Derek suddenly stops and starts questioning Philip. He shows him the message and asks about his relationship with Jill. Philip stays silent, making the atmosphere even more tense. Both of them walk back toward the car without saying anything. Meanwhile, the others sit quietly in the car, waiting for help. But deep down, everyone knows that no one is coming to find them in this isolated place. Seeing the situation, the group decides that someone has to go out and get help. Todd steps forward and says that he will go, since it is because of him that they are stuck here. However, he is scared to go alone. Seeing this, his brother Maddie agrees to go with him, but Bree stops him. Then Allison steps forward and says that she will go with Todd. Jill tries to stop her, but Allison refuses. Finally, the two say goodbye to the others and head into that dangerous forest to find help. Night has completely fallen. The cold inside the car becomes so intense that everyone's hands and feet start going numb. Suddenly, a strange sound is heard from outside, as if something is being dragged across the snow. Jill nervously says it might be an animal, but before she can finish, something heavy suddenly slams into the car. Within moments, the sound of heavy footsteps echoes on the snow, as if something is slowly approaching them. Hearing this, everyone panics and locks the car doors. Another hard impact hits the car. This time Derek loses his patience and is about to step outside, but Jill grabs his hand and stops him. Then Derek gets an idea. He turns on the car's headlights. The bright light clears the view ahead, and what they see leaves them stunned. It is not some unknown creature, it is Allison. Seeing her, everyone rushes out and brings her back into the car. Her body is covered in blood, but there are no visible deep injuries. Bree says in a trembling voice that the blood might not be hers. It could be someone else's. Hearing this, Maddie's face turns pale. The only thought in his mind is his brother, Todd. At that moment, he notices strands of hair tangled in Allison's hand. Seeing this, he immediately decides to go out and look for Todd. But just then, Allison's body starts convulsing. Bree panics, opens her bag, and takes out her medication. She quickly tries to put the pill into Allison's mouth. But in that instant, Allison suddenly bites down hard on her fingers. Bree screams in pain and somehow pulls her hand away. But as she stumbles back, her head hits a piece of metal inside the car. The injury is severe, and blood starts pouring out. In pain and panic, Bree begins thrashing uncontrollably, making her condition worse. Within moments, blood spreads across the floor of the car. Bree collapses unconscious. Seeing all this, Derek angrily blames Allison. Just then, Maddie remembers the story from the guidebook, and, terrified, says that this place is cursed. Saying this, he suddenly gets out of the car and runs into the forest to find his brother Todd. Jill follows him, trying to stop him, but he does not listen. Defeated, Jill returns to the car and asks Philip about Bree's condition. After checking, Philip says that the bleeding has slowed for now, and she does not seem to be in immediate danger. Jill takes a deep breath of relief and says they need to leave immediately. But Derek refuses outright. He says he will not take a crazy girl like Allison with them. Jill angrily says they cannot leave her here alone. This time, Philip sides with Derek and says something is seriously wrong with Allison. An argument breaks out among the three, but in the end they decide to keep Allison with them, but tie her hands so she cannot harm anyone. Meanwhile, in the forest, Maddie is moving forward, searching for his brother Todd. Suddenly, he notices blood marks on the snow. Following the trail, he starts calling out Todd's name loudly. Then his flashlight begins to flicker. As he steps back, his eyes fall on a horrifying sight. A crow hanging upside down from a branch. Terrified, he steps back, but suddenly his leg gets caught in a bear trap. Back in the car, Derek ties Allison's hands. In a half-conscious state, Allison mutters, "I saw it." After some time, Philip steps out of the car. Alone, Derek tells Jill that he knows about her secret relationship with Philip. He tries to provoke her and says that Philip cannot be trusted. When Philip returns, Jill's behavior toward him has changed, which confuses him. At the same time, the car runs out of fuel and the heater shuts off. In the forest, Maddie screams in pain as he tries to free himself from the trap. After several attempts, he finally manages to break free, but his leg is badly injured. The freezing air makes the pain even worse, but he still tries to make his way back to the car. Meanwhile, inside the car, everyone searches for something to keep warm. Philip opens a small box that contains candles. Jill tries several times to light a match, but the flame keeps going out. Finally, she manages to light one candle. The faint light slightly reduces the darkness inside the car, but suddenly, a deep, strange groan comes from Allison. The sound is so disturbing that everyone looks at each other in fear. Meanwhile, Maddie drags himself through the snow, every step filled with pain. Suddenly, he sees a faint light in the distance. He thinks it might be Todd. Gathering courage, he reaches there, but finds only a flashlight lying on the ground. And what he sees ahead breaks his heart. Inside the car, the atmosphere is now completely filled with fear and unease. Allison's deep and strange groans keep echoing, making everyone nervous. Derek angrily shouts at Jill to do something, or this girl will drive everyone crazy. Suddenly, Allison mutters, "I can't save you. You're all going to die." Hearing this, Derek's anger rises even more. He tries to throw her out of the car, but at that moment, Jill quickly pulls out a knife and stops him. She looks at Philip for help, but this time Philip hesitates and suddenly sides with Derek, snatching the knife from Jill's hand. At that moment, the sound of a phone ringing is heard from deep in the forest. The three of them run toward the direction of the sound. Inside the car, only Bree and Allison are left. After a while, Bree regains consciousness. She opens her eyes and sees Allison repeatedly smashing her head against the window. Terrified, Bree tries to grab a metal rod nearby, but the moment she turns, Allison lunges at her. Bree's scream echoes through the forest. Meanwhile, Jill hears the scream while running and rushes toward the car, but in her haste, she slips on the snow. Philip tries to help her, but Jill stops him and quickly tells him everything. At the same time, Derek finds Todd's phone in the forest. Both of them return to the car, but the door is locked from the inside. Philip heads back into the forest to get the keys, since Derek has them. Meanwhile, Derek tries to use the phone when he suddenly feels someone moving around him. As he turns back, he sees Allison standing there. In a low voice, Allison says, "You left me there to die." Derek gets scared and runs off to hide somewhere. A few seconds later, he feels someone approaching again. This time, he is ready. He is holding a screwdriver. As someone comes toward him, he strikes without looking. But it is not Allison. It is Philip. Philip falls to the ground. Meanwhile, Jill reaches the car and breaks the window to get inside. What she sees inside shocks her. Bree's lifeless body is lying there. At the same time, Derek arrives. His face has turned completely pale. He says, gasping, that Allison attacked him, and that this place is truly cursed. Jill panics and asks where Philip is, but Derek cannot give a clear answer. He starts muttering, "She is punishing us." Jill, trembling, asks, "Who?" Derek replies, "I was there, but I didn't know it would happen like this." Suddenly, he starts taking off his clothes like a madman and behaves strangely. Just then, Allison's voice is heard from outside. Jill immediately grabs the metal rod. Allison slowly walks toward Derek and asks him to come with her. But Derek has completely lost his sanity. Seeing this, Jill leaves him and runs into the forest on her own. Now she is completely alone. While running, she comes across Philip's body. Seeing him, she breaks down and starts crying. Then she hears a sound from a distance. She runs toward it, but feels like something is following her. Suddenly, Allison appears in front of her, holding a screwdriver. Now Jill becomes convinced that all of this is her doing. She lunges forward, snatches the weapon from Allison, and throws her to the ground. Allison cries and says, "I didn't do anything." But blinded by fear and anger, Jill does not listen. She strikes her. Within moments, Allison dies. Just then, a gunshot echoes from behind. She turns and sees a hunter standing there, warning her not to come closer.